Teenagers and texting seem to go hand in hand these days.
Now there's a warning that texting can be as addicting as a drug. Matt Sesney looking at this and why it has teenagers hooked. Matt.
Well, Larry, it has to do with the brain. A new study is out that says some teens text so much it can actually fire up the same part of the brain that also triggers addiction. Most of us already know it's almost impossible to get any teen to just put the phone down. Teen-year-old Taylor Frost is like most teens, texting for most of the day.
Probably like 300 texts, 200 about a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a normal day.
Yeah, pretty much.
And these days, that is normal. But doctors are now taking a closer look at the texting craze and finding something that may make parents stop and think.
In this study that looked at neuroimaging studies of the brain and the parts that light up, these are sort of primitive pleasure centers and centers that have to do with release of certain hormones.
Dr. Ken Haller of Cardinal Glennon Hospital says they're also the same areas that can trigger addiction. The key to all this is finding the warning signs.
Is it something they feel they can't live without? Is it something that they feel they get all their joy from, whatever joy they are feeling? Is it affecting their relationships, for kids, their ability to function in school?
As for Taylor, her mother tries to keep a close watch and limit the texting. Can you imagine a day not getting a text, I guess?
No, it's kind of weird when I get my phone taken away and I'm not texting.
And Taylor's mom is doing what most doctors recommend, setting rules for testing, such as no texting at the dinner table and no texting after 9 o'clock at night. And of course, checking the phone bill every month is an important way to see just how much texting your child is doing. Live in the newsroom, Matt Sesney, News 4.
Good idea. Check that phone bill. All right. Thanks, Matt. You know, that's not the only danger of texting. Surgeons say they are performing more thumb operations. That's to repair damage caused by excessive texting. In extreme cases, doctors have had to remove tendons from the thumb, even replace the thumb joint. You want a simple reminder? If your thumb hurts, that's a warning sign.